Hello, you're coming to us from World Hydrogen Week here in Copenhagen. My name's Sam Ernest. I'm a principal analyst in the hydrogen research team at S&P Global Commodity Insights. I'm joined here by Waqas from TÜV SÜD. And Waqas, to kick us off, how do you see the electrolyzer market developing right now?
Yeah, thank you. So there are two facets to that answer. One is the way the technology types are developing. One is alkaline, PEM, but we are seeing SOECs coming up quite fast as well. It's the one with the highest electrical conversion efficiency, and with the way that we are working with a more modern, fast-paced world, TikTok world, where people want the return of their investment faster, they will go towards a technology that can have the highest electrical and conversion efficiencies. So the market is coming towards more efficient electrolyzers. And in terms of the way that new players were coming, we were seeing that with every new week in the previous years, a new electrolyzer developer was coming in. We are seeing that trend much lesser now. There are more mergers and acquisitions happening in which the big performing companies that have performed electrolyzer at scale are now acquiring the IPs of a smaller players, and that's a safe space for them to be and to produce workable projects with these mergers.
All right. Thank you. And maybe what do you see in the electrolyzer industry with regards to standardization as well across the board?
Yeah, it's whenever an electrolyzer is made, it doesn't stay within the country that is made. It needs a global market access, and the standardization according to the region where it will be sitting depends upon the understanding of the risks according to pressure of equipment, voltages, machinery directive of that specific region. So in TÜV SÜD, where I come from, we give that global market access towards standardization, that what is an international standard that your equipment should be complying upon, but also according to the regional understandings, whether the international standards are covered by those regional requirements, or what extra necessary checks need to be done in order for your US-made system to sit in Australia, your European-based system to sit in India, or vice versa. So the global conformity access, as well as the standardization and understanding of those requirements for each region, that we are playing a major role in harmonization of that standards.
Okay, well, thank you. And so, yeah, how then does TÜV SÜD's experience and project work that you've been looking at, how does that play a role in supporting this, do you think?
Interesting. So for the last 7 years, before I joined TÜV SÜD, people have had this international standard in which we have worked with big companies that are both in the field of alkaline, PEM, and SOECs. So that project experience, seeing them really working, tells us, and our early involvement in the design phase tells us to pick up any howlers or any mistakes that people might be doing in their design that will make their certification pathway difficult over time. So with our early involvement in the designing phase or the planning phase, with the kind of projects that we have worldwide, technology-wise, and also globally because of our presence, helps us to navigate at a very early stage before they go into massive scaling up, because once you have made the building blocks certifiable and good at the early stage, then your scaling up is much more guaranteed. So we've worked with world-renowned electrolyzer manufacturers, electrolyzer producers, and they have their stamp with us, and that gives us the easiness and the confidence to keep on working with them. That's why most of the insurers and other people say that we need the presence of a third-party inspectors like TÜV SÜD to add that more confidence to our final investment decisions. And that is the final piece of puzzle that unlocks more FID decisions through having the backing of third-party certifiers and insurers like ourselves. So yeah, it does play a good role, and we are proud of where we stand today.
Thank you. And you mentioned FIDs, you mentioned insurers. A lot of the discussions here at World Hydrogen Week have been about bankability. Yeah. And so from your perspective, how does testing and that certification really ensure bankability and investor confidence, essentially? Yeah.
No. So coming from a product development background myself, I've seen that on the other side of the fence, many times these products are only tested when they are actually on the field. And when they are not producing, let's say, 16 kilogram per hour that it was promised to the customer. Rather, they are producing 15.5 or less than that. That's the quantity-wise, but also quality-wise. If you're producing fuel cell grade hydrogen or not, or you're producing the right quality of hydrogen that should come into play for refueling stations, for steel industries, that puts a lot of pressure on the product developers and a lot of fines on the product developers if they are not keeping up with their promises. So third-party testings and procedures, what are the right procedures applicable for your off-taker, applicable to the region that you are going to be sitting in, are very, very important. And that is the experience, and that is the unlocking that we bring. When the project team comes to us or a developer comes to us, we ask them these questions. A, what's it going to sit on? What is the off-taker market? What region is going to sit on? And then we devise the testing procedures and certification procedures tuned in for the right requirement of that specific project. And that saves duplication of work, that saves extra effort for all parties involved. So independent testing and demonstration is very important. We are on a journey to have an independent testing site as well with TÜV SÜD. It's in its final decision process at the moment, but I've seen that is the unlocking that needs to be provided to the lawyers, to the insurers, to the FIDs. That okay, you've done and tested your systems at your own home, but can you do it in the conditions, real world condition that it will be sitting in from a third party that can say that yes, it's going to do what it says on the stamp. And that's where we come into place, and I think that unlocks more confidence, that unlocks more potential for these projects to go ahead in the right markets. That's what we work on.
No, thank you very much. Thank you for those valuable insights and sharing with us what TÜV SÜD are working on, and appreciate it. Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.